has come also after a long time. Good morning, everybody. Very, very warm welcome once again. So let's have a wonderful day today and a wonderful session today and a wonderful topic today. So as you know, every morning we are picking up certain distinctions, working on them to move us to a state where all of life comes to us with ease, joy, and glory. And one of the topics and one of the things that I keep saying to you all the time is this whole business of being in judgment, right? So this is something which got latched on to us very early in life, the fact that we are being judged. We've been taught to judge, we judge all the time, and we are being judged by other people all the time, and we are judging people all the time. And what is this judgment making us to do? It is making us fit into certain standards that people have. Okay, so there is a yardstick that people have, and we are supposed to fit into it. So we were handed over these rules, right? When we were little children. Okay, aisa hona chahiye, aisa hota hai, this is right, this is wrong. So we were basically taught to, live our life based on judging what is right and what is wrong. We were taught to live our life based on what is good, what is bad. We were taught to live a life out of win or lose. You understand? Sahi hai, galat hai, aisa hota hai. So what has been happening with us in life? We've been making endless attempts. Koshish karte rehte hain how to get things right. Right? We want everything to be correct. Correct according to what? According to the yardstick or the measure that has been handed over to us. So log kehte hain ki ye sahi hai, so I should be like that. Yeah. So we are trying to get things right, perfect and correct. Everywhere, even in our relationships, our body, our money situation, right? So body has to be just right. So there is a picture that we have nowadays about what the body should look like. You might be perfectly healthy in every sense of the word, but because you don't conform to a certain body type, they say, oh, no, your body is not okay, right? And who's judging? If you check and see, there is a certain amount of judging that other people do. And I think a lot of judging we are doing ourselves. So we are judging ourselves all the time. Did I do this right? Is somebody happy with me? I hope they are not getting angry with me. Is this right? Is this the right way to do it? Then I'll go and ask 50 people. Even if I want to buy a car, instead of making my own choice, I'm giving more importance to other people's judgment. Which car has got more resale value? They don't even choose the color they like. They will choose the color that people tell them that they should buy. Interesting, isn't it? Now, all the time, somehow or the other, I think we are made to feel that you are not okay. So we actually start believing, so I don't know, you check for yourself, that we start believing that there is something wrong with me. There must be something wrong with me. Kuch to gadbad hai. So I have to always set it right. Now there must be something wrong, so I have to fix it. Instead of all these judgments, I wish somebody had told us, jab hum chote the, there is nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. You are different. You are unique. You are great. You are perfect. You are a wonderful, magnificent, extraordinary human being. who deserves to be loved and respected for who you are. If that has been told to us, somehow with all the judgments, we were made to feel that there's something wrong with you, right? So this is the biggest lie that we've been believing, that there is something inherently wrong with us. It's a lie. Now, you know what? You cannot change something which is a lie. You can only acknowledge it, okay, this is a lie, So every time you say to yourself, there's something wrong with me and I need to fix it. Every time you are judging, ask yourself this question, you're judging with what yardstick? Aapka measure kya hai? Is there a book which is written down which says this is right, this is wrong, and you should do only according to that? Is there something wrong with you? It's the biggest lie to think that there's something wrong with you. Now, let's find out what is the problem with judgment. Okay. So I want you to know that every time you judge, yeah. So when you are judging everything, in fact, I should ask you a question. What is it that you're not judging? So how do you know you're judging? Every time your brain says good, bad. Oh, this is good. This is bad. I agree. I don't agree. This is right. This is not right. This is not the way it should be. When you're saying that, what are we doing? We are actually judging. So what's the problem with that? So, ladies and gentlemen, what's the problem when you are judging? When you're doing all these things, what is the problem with it? Why are we saying don't judge?
You'll act in the default mode, sir. You'll be in default mode.
Okay, so what's wrong? When you say default mode means what? For those who don't understand it, can you explain what is default mode? You're saying judging puts you in default mode, correct?
Yeah.
Can you expand a little bit on that?
You will act or react or resist as per the prevalent situation in a normal mode. If you are in a default mode, sir.
Exactly. So when there is judgment, you will get into the default mode. And one of the things in the default mode is that you are on the defensive. Have you noticed that? Most of your reactions are a defense mechanism, isn't it? For protection. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Another thing, when you are judging everything in your life, you are creating a certain kind of reality in your life. Okay. So when you judge, then anything which is not matching your judgment, it cannot come into your life. Think about that. Anything, for example, if I'm judging money, you think money can come into my life? If I am judging the people in my life, can people get an entry into my life?
No,
You are
sir.
judging everybody who's entering into your life, your team members, your relatives, your friends. So have you noticed that there are people who have very few friends? Nobody wants to be friends with them. Why do you think that is happening? Many of us are keeping many people away from us, isn't it? Because of what? Anybody wants to say anything about that? How in relationships we are not letting people enter into our life because of our judgment?
Right, sir. This is so true.
In so many things, right?
Yes, sir.
So if you're judging, like you're going for an interview and you're judging yourself, I think I'm not capable of getting this job, then will you get the job? So when you're judging, anything which is not matching with your judgment is not going to come into your life. See, in the year 1972, okay, out of the blue, some film director, right? Later on, I found out he was a very famous film director. Okay. He actually offered me an acting assignment. And I was doing a computer programming course at that time. And I was judging. I said, this fellow is a fraud. How can he offer a job to a short guy like me? How can he give an acting job to a fellow like me? Okay. ये तो definitely fraud होएगा. Now at that moment, it took me 6 months to realize I could have easily checked, One of my uncles, he's a financer of movies. I just had to pick up the phone and call him and ask him, Uncle, this so-and-so person, is he real? I didn't do that. Why? Because of my judgment. Now I had a judgment about myself that I'm a useless fellow. How can anybody offer me an acting assignment? Number one. Okay. And number two, I'm judging that guy also. If this idiot is offering a job like this to a person like me, it can't be real. He must be a fraud. Are you getting what I'm saying? So when you judge, nothing that is not going to match your judgment is going to come into your life. So how much of life are you going to exclude? By life, you can include, right? Whatever life comes to you, we say, all of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory. How can all of life come to you with ease, joy, and glory when you're judging everything? So what your judgment is doing is actually keeping things away from you. Because your judgment is creating a very, small window from which things which are acceptable by you only will come. What is acceptable by you? Only which you judge, the great judge that you are, God. Okay, this is okay, I can allow it to come into my life. Rest of it cannot come. So, what do you say? Do you think you should be choosing judgment? Should you continue to choose judgment in your life?
Sir, Krishna here. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
So does it mean that if you get something positively, you will attract that? And is that right?
I'm saying, why would you judge it? Something is something. Do we need to label it as good or bad, right or wrong? Are you getting my point? Krishna? KP?
Yes, yes. In fact, I'm thinking aloud, sir, while you're saying.
Yeah, no, it's good. I'm happy that you're doing that because it might be a question in many people's mind. Na? So you tell me why there is a necessity to judge anything, right, good, bad, or right or wrong.
It could be a measure of self-confidence also, sir.
What is a measure of self-confidence?
Yes, because I like it. I like it. I like it. I want to do it.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
But how many things do we like? If I ask you why you like it, there'll be always a judgment in it. No?
That's true.
My point is simple. Understand the point over here. Okay? When you judge, nothing that does not match your judgment can come into your life. So only what is matching your judgment will come into your life. So when you say, I like this, that is matching your judgment. Na? तभी तो आप कह रहे हो कि I like it. So that means कि आपके judgment में only the things which you like can come into your life. And likes and dislikes are very subjective, right? I like mirchidar khana, you like non-mirchidar khana, but khana is khana, right?
Yeah.
A certain type of khana can come into your life, right? So let's look at all of the part of life that is not coming, even though you may be wanting it, because our judgments are keeping it away. So my likes and dislikes are going to define what is going to come into my life. तो बहुत कम ही आएगा ना. It's a good question to ask yourself, everybody. See, I'm not, you want to keep judging, it's fine. I'm looking at what is the freedom that you will get when you are stopping that judgment happening. What is the freedom that we will have if we stop judging? How much more we will allow to enter into our life if we stop judging? So, judgment is a choice. Okay? You don't have to choose it anymore. Did you have a choice about judging till now? We were just judging because we are always judging. Aadat hai, we are having a habit of judging. Correct? I'm saying judgment is a choice. But you never used it as a choice. It was a compulsion. Okay? So here I'm saying you don't have to choose judgment anymore. Your judgment does not keep you safe. I mean, if you think that it keeps me safe, it doesn't keep you safe. Actually, it destroys you. Every judgment creates a limitation in your awareness. Okay? Because your awareness might be showing you something greater than what you are able to judge. No? Every judgment creates a limitation in your awareness of something greater. You see what you see, correct? And whatever you're seeing, we call it your perception. Whatever you're perceiving is filtered through your judgment, isn't it? One gentleman with a lot of expertise, knowledge, skills, experience of 20 years in a particular industry, who is making millions of rupees for his employers. Okay. Somebody tells him, okay, hey, listen, everything you are doing and you're creating so much money for somebody else. Why don't you start your own enterprise? Immediately his judgment will come. And when that judgment comes, will he take that step to do something greater? Or will he limit himself because of his judgment? So this is a question for you guys to answer. Yeah? So please answer it.
You will have to analyze it with pros and cons, with intellectual.
My simple answer is, will he take that opportunity if he's judging it?
Depends how much confidence he has.
That would depend on how much he's judging himself, no?
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
you tell me, a person who spent his life in a particular field, he's an expert in that field, he's been earning crores of rupees for employer, right? But somebody gives him a chance and say, hey, listen, why don't you start your own company? Earn this money for yourself. Give employment of 2,000 people. It's something greater, no? It's much greater than what he's doing now.
Yes, sir.
And he's already doing it. So why would he not have the confidence?
He is judging himself, sir.
Exactly. So what I'm saying is that when you are choosing judgment, it doesn't allow you to have an awareness of something greater that is possible. You see only limited possibilities. That's the problem. You know, I ask you this question many times. What are you going to add to your life today that will allow you to create a future that you desire? Correct? Even the future that we desire, we are limiting it because of our judgment. You think of something big, immediately your mind says, no, that's too big. We never say, no, why not? Let's go for it. So the point I'm making is every judgment creates a limitation in our awareness. Awareness of something greater. That's what it's creating a limitation in us. So do we want to create limitations or we create possibilities? It's a question that we have to ask ourselves, isn't it? So my question to you is, do you want to create limitations in your life or do you want to create possibilities in life?
Possibility, sir.
Right? And if you were creating possibilities in your life, what would you be creating?
thing that I want.
Right? So start thinking actually about all the things that you would like, you desire, and you're not creating it because of your perception of limitation, because of your judgment.
Right, sir.
So when you are getting into a space of no judgment, when you stop judging, it is the beginning of healing and transformation in your life, by the way. Have you noticed little children and how much you enjoy being with them? Have you noticed how healing and nurturing it is to be around with little children?
Yes, sir.
Why? Because they don't judge you, na?
Right, sir.
Children are the only people who don't judge you. They actually look at you with no point of view. And with them in their company, you allow yourself to be you with no judgment. Have you noticed? We behave like them that time.
Yes, sir. So true.
So light and so happy we are, isn't it? Now, what if you could do that all the time? Huh? What if you could do that all the time? So I want you to take a moment to close your eyes. Please close your eyes and take a long, deep breath. And become aware of all the judgments that you're doing. So every time you're automatically saying right or wrong, every time you're automatically saying good or bad, every time you're saying agree, don't agree, every time you say I like, I don't like, every time you're saying there's something wrong here. Just think of all the judgments you have about the people in your life. One by one, think of the important people in your life and think how many judgments you have of them. How many judgments you have of yourself? How many things you stopped yourself from doing when the opportunity came to you just because you were judging yourself? Okay, we'll do a clearing, and when I ask you a question, you'll say yes. All the judgments you have of you, will you destroy and uncreate all of them, please?
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Once again, all the judgments you have of you, will you destroy and uncreate all of them, please?
Yes, sir.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. So now you have judgments about others. So I'm making a statement. You can put the name of that person in that statement. All the judgments you have of so and so, will you destroy and uncreate all of them, please?
Yes.
Right and
Yes.
wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Now let's take another person from your life. All the judgments you have of so and so. Will you destroy and uncreate all of them, please? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pop, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. Take another important person from your life. Now take a person with whom you're having problems and you want to resolve them. Right? You put their name in it. All the judgments you have of so and so. Will you destroy and uncreate all of them, please?
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pop, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. Everything you have created to separate you by buying the lie, judgment is real and true for you. Will you please destroy and uncreate it all, please?
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pop, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. Everything you have created to separate you by buying the lie that judgment is real and true for you. Will you please destroy and uncreate all that, please?
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pop, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. Everywhere you being what you judge yourself to be, or being a compilation of judgments, will you destroy and uncreate it all, please?
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pop, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. Everywhere you being what you judge yourself to be, or being a compilation of judgments, will you destroy and uncreate it all, please?
Yes, please.
Yes, sir.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pop, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. What stupidity am I using to create the invention of becoming me by being the judgments of others I am choosing? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pop, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. What stupidity am I choosing? Am I using to create the invention of becoming me by being the judgments of others that I'm choosing? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pop, boys and beyonds.
Yes.
So lots of people will have been asking me, what is the difference between judgment and awareness? Okay. So how do you know if you're judging or if you're just being aware? Okay, so you see someone and say, well, he's a very attractive personality. Now, would that be a judgment or an awareness? Or you look at somebody and you say he's a very angry person. Would that be a judgment?
Yes, sir.
Or it could be an awareness.
Judgment.
Judgment.
So what's the difference between a judgment and an awareness? So the difference between a judgment and an awareness is the energetic, what shall we call, the emotional charge that we have on it. Okay. How attached we are to the judgment. It is the energetic charge of a judgment that gets you stuck in polarity of right and wrong, of conclusions and unwillingness to ask questions and change. Are you getting it?
Yes, sir.
How much we are attached to, no, I am right. That charge, you understand? Now, if there is no charge, there is no attachment, then you know it's only an awareness. That I am right is not there in it. So when there is no emotional charge on your awareness, then you are willing to give it up or change it anytime. You don't have to defend it. You don't have to hold on to it. So it's just a point of view. You don't have to defend it. No? You don't even have to explain it, why you think like that. So you just have to be clear. You just have to be aware of it for 10 seconds. That's it. But every time your mind is saying, no, I know he is like that. I can prove it to you, he's like that. Then you know it's a judgment, right? Awareness is just an awareness. It comes fleetingly for 10 seconds, 20 seconds, and it goes. Okay, so that's what I wanted to say. Now, you want to figure out this thing. Do you want to continue to judge? Do you want to keep creating limitation of awareness?
No, sir.
More to life than we are aware of. That much you will agree with me? The only difference between, achievers and non-achievers is achievers see possibilities, non-achievers see limitations. Which one do you want to be?
Possibility.
Exactly. So if your judgment is limiting the possibilities that you can see, then should you continue to be judging?
No, sir.
So only thing you can do is you can notice it coming. मैं judging कर रहा हूँ, and then leave it. Because the moment you leave it, it allows you to have greater awareness than you had before. Every judgment creates a limitation in your awareness. Remember that. And remember that if you stop this judgment, it is the beginning of all the healing and transformation in your life. Every area where you are limiting yourself, every area where you are limiting possibilities, every area where you are limiting great things from happening in your life, possibilities will start showing up if you stop judging it. Okay, guys. So questions?
Sir, what is the opposite of judgment? Is including everything?
Allowance. It's called allowance.
Allowance. Sir, if something I want, I need is coming on my way, and but I don't want that things, but it is something that I need in my life. But I see that it is limitation for me, or I see some it's not for me, but I need that things, but because of that I am not allowing. So what to do, sir?
Now, this is a hypothetical situation. I cannot address it. See, first of all, understand. Allowance means you look at something and say, it is the way it is. Correct?
Yes.
A
Yes.
dog is a dog, a monkey is a monkey. Right? Loud noise is a loud noise. Right? Sadness is sadness, happiness is happiness, anger is anger. Right? The moment you attach
Yes.
some meaning to it, it is becoming a judgment. Correct?
Wow. Right, sir.
Allowance means ये है भाई जैसा है वैसा है. I am what I am.
Right, sir. I am what I am.
I am.
Yes, sir.
That's it. I am
That's
unique.
I am unique.
Why am see the moment I compare with somebody else, I'll say, oh, I should be like that because this is not okay. Now, does it mean that you cannot add more skills and more knowledge? Of course you can. I am what I am, and I need to learn more mathematics. I am what I am. I need to learn people management skills.
Right, sir.
I am what I am. I'm great expert in technology. I'm not an expert yet on managing relationships. So I have to manage relationships. I
Yes,
have
sir.
to have nurturing and empowering relationships.
Right, sir.
So to have empowering and nurturing relationships, judgment is coming in the way of that. So I'm willing to give it up and accept people as they are without judging them. The moment when I judge them, I will see them as a threat. See, oh, this fellow is nice, this fellow is not nice. So how many people are nice? You check and see how many people will show up as threats.
Like
I was
everybody.
attending one seminar by this Anthony Robbins, right? So he said, if you want to be a millionaire, you should have friends who are millionaires. Okay?
Okay.
But what I discovered was that I was always feeling uncomfortable in the company of millionaires.
Okay.
I was avoiding them. I was feeling uncomfortable because, I was feeling inferior. And
Right.
that fellow will have no problem ordering a Scotch whiskey. I'm thinking 50 times, if he gives me a squat whiskey, I'll have to offer him next time, but I can't afford it. Are you getting it?
Yes,
So
sir.
what is coming in the way? Judgment, no?
Right, right. Okay.
So allowance is when you don't have a judgment about something. It is the way it is. I am what I am.
I am what I am.
Exactly. Now, I'll tell you something. You should listen to the story of this Oprah Winfrey. All right.
Okay.
You should listen to her. There is a recording somewhere. She shared about it, that half her life she was judging herself and not accepting herself. She never liked her looks and nothing. Okay.
Okay.
And the day she stopped judging herself and accepting herself and loving herself for who she was, that's when she became such a famous personality.
Wow.
Face never changed, yeah. Her
Wow.
never changed, her face never changed.
Yes.
So that's why I keep saying to you, the way you see yourself is the way you treat yourself. And the way you treat yourself is the way you treat others. And the way you treat others is the way they treat you.
Wow.
See where
I
the
see, sir.
judgment is coming inside. The way you treat yourself depends on how you're judging yourself. Na? So why are we not treating ourselves as this wonderful, magnificent, unique human being that you are? Probably because nobody told us. Na? So here's what I say, we should tell our children at least. So, we should have been told when we were children, somebody should have told, there is nothing wrong with you. You are different, you are unique, you are great. You have your greatness. Can you expect an orange to be an apple? I mean, you keep saying to the orange, you're not good, you're not as good as an apple. He's never going to become an apple, Baba, but he's a unique orange. Yes, Kunen.
Thank you, sir. Just wanted to ask one question that this habit of judgment has been so hardwired. Again, I'm judging maybe, but this is a reality that. So, do you recommend any exercise every day we should do so that we don't be in the judgment state, rather more in the awareness state?
I did the clearing with you just now, did I not?
Yeah.
So I'll repeat that for the benefit of all those who came late, right? All the judgments you have of you, will you destroy and uncreate all of them, please? Say yes, if you will.
Yes.
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. All the judgments you have of you, will you destroy and uncreate all of them, please? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. I'll make an audio loop and put it on the group. You guys can listen. That's the answer to Kunen's question. You can do these clearings. Now, you can use another one for others whom you are judging. All the judgments you have of Mr. or Mrs. So-and-so, will you destroy and uncreate all of them, please? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all 9 shorts and beyonds. Everywhere you are being what you judge yourself to be, or being a compilation of judgments, will you destroy and uncreate it, please?
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. What stupidity am I using to create the invention of becoming me by being the judgments of others I am choosing? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. So 2 things. Becoming aware will make you realize whenever you're judging. Number 2, this habits ingrained in you over the last 20, 30, 40 years, use the clearing statements as often as you can, right? And you'll find that slowly, you're slipping out of this. state of judgment. And the third thing I've noticed is create an atmosphere, have some people around you who will always tell you, hey, you're judging. You know, you can have a buddy, or maybe you can tell your wife that whenever you are judging, she should tell you. Better still, tell your children. बेटियां है ना आपकी, वो बोल देंगे पापा आप जजिंग कर रहे हो, मत करो.
बोलते रहती हैं.
वो आपका एक एक्सप्रेशन भी आ जाता है चेहरे पे. Most of us will have a particular expression on our face when we are judging.
Yeah.
So let's give ourselves some freedom, man. Real freedom is freedom from the judgment of ourselves and of others. We've
And
actually been made prisoner by people's judgments, no?
other thought coming to my mind, sir.
Yeah.
If I keep on reminding myself that ultimately there is a day of judgment, someone is going to judge. So who am I to judge?
Exactly.
So maybe that will keep me in the awareness state to get rid of this judgment state.
No, awareness will also tell you when you're doing something inappropriate. See, when I use the word judgment, it doesn't mean कि अभी मैं judge नहीं करूंगा तो मैं अय्याश बन जाऊंगा and I'll do whatever I want to do. No. See, anything that is going to be detrimental to you, better not to do it, no? But the judgment is कि मैं बुरा आदमी हूं क्योंकि मैं ऐसा करता हूं. That is judgment. There is no अच्छा बुरा. मैं अच्छे काम करता हूं या मैंने बुरे काम किए. Are you understanding? We are not talking about giving up your moral code and stuff like that. Okay. I'm saying that when you remember, I keep reminding you there's a difference between evaluating your behavior and putting a judgment on yourself. So you failed 4 times in life and then you say, I'm a failure. I'm a failure is a judgment. Yeah. Evaluating and saying I failed so many times, okay. Doesn't see. I hesitate in speaking in front of people is different from I am a shy person, I can never speak in front of people. There's a difference, na? Judgment is कि भैया मेरे में तो capability ही नहीं है. I'm a useless fellow because I can't speak in front of people. That is a judgment. Evaluation is, okay, this is a new, I am not skilled in speaking in front of people. I have to learn that. जो ये label लगाते हैं ना, label is a limitation.
Right.
Got it. Thank you, sir.
Right. Yes, Sagar.
Yes, sir. Just in conversation with Kunyan sir, you talk about that if you have no judgment, then you can do whatever you want. But it means I really want to do.
It doesn't mean that.
Yeah, I was a little bit confused here, sir. Means I really want to, yes, you say that, yes, I really want to do like those things, and there I have to create judgment or not, sir, because I feel really good about yes, So what do
So
you
there is a
think?
difference between a human being and a dog.
Right.
So what's the difference between a human being and a dog?
Is awareness.
Right? The human being can use his brains, right?
Right.
It's perfectly natural to have certain desires and urges in a certain age. All right? There's
Yes,
no
sir.
good and bad in it.
Yes, sir.
All right?
Yes, sir.
You have to look at the various priorities, right? At a certain age, should you be focusing on your career and becoming successful, or your brain should be all the time occupied with only one type of thought? That's a choice. It's not a question of good or bad. Malik ne, jo creator has given you that only.
Yeah, yes. Sir.
Whatever he has given you, that cannot be good or bad, right? How you use it can be useful or not useful.
Right, sir.
हर एक चीज का consequences होते हैं ना.
Right, sir.
I'm sitting in an examination hall writing an exam, and my brain is thinking about all sorts of other things. It will have certain consequences, right?
Right.
So there's a time and place for everything, correct?
Correct.
So that is where the human has got a discernment. Okay, okay, this is the time for this is the time for that. It's not a question of good or bad.
Right, sir. Right, sir.
Like you take, for example, drinking. All right. For
Okay.
some people, having an occasional drink is all right.
Yes, sir.
And in certain religions, it is prescribed that you should never drink. There is a logic in that also.
Okay.
Because it can start with one drink, then you like it. Next time you'll have 2 drinks. Next time you'll have 4 drinks. And then before you know it, you will become a drunkard. You'll become an alcoholic.
It can happen, sir. Yeah.
Can happen, no?
Yes,
When I
sir.
was young, I never smoked a cigarette in my life. Even after my graduation, I did not. All right.
All right.
Then when I got into my first job, one of my trainers told me, Nini, it's good, in sales, to start conversation, it's good to offer a cigarette. चलो जी, offer a cigarette करके हमने भी cigarette पिया, अच्छा नहीं लगा. And there was a point of time I was smoking 40 cigarettes a day for my body, right? That's
Okay.
not a judgment, right? It doesn't work for my body.
Right,
It's
sir.
not
Right, sir.
appropriate. So am I a bad person because I'm smoking? Then it's a judgment,
Wow.
right? I am
Right, sir.
damaging my body.
Right, sir.
That's an evaluation.
What the word just use, sir?
Evaluation.
Invaluation. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Evaluation. आपके न्यूज आप जब एग्जाम के पेपर्स लिखते हो, इवेलुएटर मार्क्स देता है ना आपको.
Right.
He's not saying कि you're a bad fellow or a good fellow, right?
Yes, sir.
He's only checking how much knowledge you have about a particular subject.
True.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, any other questions on this topic? So remember,
you, sir.
let me just give you a quick recap, right? That if you have judgment, what does it do? Let me ask you guys. So when you're judging something, what does it do?
Limiting possibilities.
It limits you.
Yeah, it
Limits you.
limits your awareness of something greater that might be there.
So you said you shouldn't form a judgment. So it is a human nature. We do that almost every
First of
second
all,
of
I
our life.
didn't say you shouldn't form a judgment.
Mhm.
That's something you are saying. I'm saying when you have a judgment,
Yes.
then that judgment doesn't allow you to see, it creates a limitation for you.
Right.
Limitation in your awareness.
Mhm.
Awareness of something greater, awareness of possibilities. Okay?
Mhm.
Now you look at your life. Okay? Where all are you having limitation? Where all are you stuck? Wherever you have judgments, you will find that you're stuck over there. Either because of the other person's judgment or because of your judgment.
Mhm.
So is that judgment creating a possibility in your life? No.
No, it's holding me behind like.
Yeah, it is not allowing the ideal situation to be there, right?
True.
See, for 20 years, I was married to the most wonderful person. Okay. And there was a lot of unhappiness happening. Why? Because of a judgment that was there. There was one particular thing which was really bugging me, and that's the anger. बदतमीज है, बात करने की तमीज नहीं है. Is this the way to talk to people? Is this the way to behave? So I was only seeing that, no? I was not seeing all the wonderful qualities that the person might be having, right? And when I stopped judging that, and the day I was able to accept that, okay, this is a part of the nature. Some people are like that, and it's okay to be like that. And that's when possibilities of a different relationship started to emerge. So I'm not saying you should judge or you should not judge. I'm saying, should you be choosing to continue to judge? Why should we choose something which is going to create a limitation in my life? That's a good question to ask, na, Vandana ji. Why
I
should
just
I choose to do something which creates a limitation in my life?
Mhm.
Why should I choose something which is not letting me get what I want and desire? So if I want a wonderful relationship, right? So what do we want in our relationship? We want that we support each other. We want that we empower each other. Isn't that it? Or is there anything else we want in a relationship? We want to feel the closeness and the warmth and the affinity in a relationship.
Yes.
Isn't that what?
Yes.
And if my tendency to judge or avoid judgment is not going to let that happen, then should I continue to judge? That's a question we have to indulge in.
Mhm.
So we'll do a clearing for you one more time for all of you. Now this is about the judging, right?
Yes.
All the judgments you have of you, will you destroy and uncreate all of them, please?
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. All the judgments you have of so and so, whichever, put the name of the person, all the judgments you have of so and so, will you destroy and uncreate all of them, please?
Yes, sir.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. Everything that you have created to separate from you by buying a lie that judgment is real and true for you, will you please destroy and uncreate it all, please?
Yes.
Right
Yes.
and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. Everywhere you're being what you judge yourself to be, or being a compilation of judgments, will you destroy and uncreate it all, please?
Yes.
Yes.
Right, wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. What stupidity am I using to create the invention of becoming me by being the judgments of others that I'm choosing? Am I willing to destroy and uncreate it all?
Yes.
Wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. So be aware. See, again, I don't want you to create another rule called judging is bad. That's also a judgment. Judging is judging. Right? Every action has a consequence. Every non-action also has a consequence. No? So the consequence of a judgment is that it creates limitations, correct? Limitations in our awareness of something greater that is possible, which is not visible to us because of our judgments. You got it, KP? You are the technical expert, right? So what is possible is limited by our judgment. All right. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I have promised KP that we will end the session on time. So I'm ending the session formally. You can carry on for another 5 minutes if you want to. Otherwise, should I close the session now? Rama?
One question, sir.
Yes, sir. Please.
It's all a question of heightened awareness. Is it an exercise for increasing your awareness also?
Yeah. So every time I do that exercise of expansion or experiencing your experience, that is an awareness exercise.
Yeah.
Every time you do meditation, it's an awareness exercise. When you are looking at 50 different objects intently, you remember that exercise?
Yeah.
That's an awareness exercise.
Yeah.
Very simple awareness exercise, which you can practice throughout the day. सांस लेते रहते हैं ना, तो सांस पे थोड़ा ध्यान रखें, तो you will be in a state of awareness. You know,
Okay.
you just put your attention here on your nostrils.
Yes.
You'll see how your awareness will go up immediately. Needs a little practice.
And also you had told sir to put attention on toes.
Yeah, of course. All right. So that's it, guys. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day. God bless you. Enjoy yourself. I am
Thank
here
you.
tomorrow morning
Thank you,
ready
sir.
to be here.
Thank you so
Acha,
much.
core
So-
team to have a meeting, most probably tomorrow because Betty is busy today. All right.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Please
Bye. Thank you.
be safe, stay blessed.
God bless.
God bless.